is Artication.
Artication, episode 3. This is John Ryan here.
What? Hi, this is The Great Vegetable. I am Taylor.
This is Bree. Hey. I am the Doctus.
No,
and I am Kinsey.
All right, we're off to a great start.
Yes.
Fantastic.
How to do my Bane? Y'all did
So,
without?
as we talked about last time, this weekend was a pretty busy weekend, and yesterday we had First Friday for those that went. Woohoo!
That was cool.
Hooty hoo!
Hooty hoo!
And there was a lot of interesting stuff there, like we mentioned before was Kathy Kelly's show.
Yes.
Yes. What do y'all think about Kathy Kelly's?
That was great. I was really I got into a lot of interesting conversations with some people around the show, but what was really surprising to me is she's always working really big, and her and I had this conversation right after the podcast the other week. She's like, I'm trying to work a little bit smaller this time, and well, this is what happened. So she's got like that oversized bedroom furniture and stuff, and she's still using recycled materials. I really like it. I was looking more into the Dora derivative because I wanted to understand that.
I have no idea what that is. Did she say anything about it?
No, she didn't. So, and I couldn't find her there at the show.
Well, she's supposed to have like a dialogue talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure when that is. I'll let everybody know. Put on the cast here, and everyone should definitely go. I think we should all definitely go to that.
Hey.
Oh, Taylor has something.
Somatic compliance and the dream fragment deriving a derivative from the Dora case study. So I found on Kathy Kelly's website field notes of the blurring of art and text life. She's talking about, there's actually some in-progress shots here of her doing her work, talking about her artwork. Let's see. There's the big, the giant,
That's a good explanation.
The tunnel.
Whatever.
the giant cotton vagina, I think.
So
is what
for those
she's saying.
that don't know, so Kathy Kelly, she typically works a lot larger. So this past show that was in the Satellite Gallery over this for this past First Friday, it seems large to some, but it's actually very
it's so
small to
small.
her.
It's much smaller.
So she had a show with the Luca that was last semester,
Luca.
and she was working at a just entirely different scales.
Yeah.
It was like monumental.
Going
was
from
ginormous.
that first show with the giant tunnel of cotton going from the ceiling to
Yeah,
the
it was
floor.
probably
What is
between 15 to 20 feet
It was
tall.
massive. There's photos on her website of her sitting in it, and like you can get it for the side.
Which is a great picture.
What's the name of her website?
Well, this specifically is called it's kathykelly.us /2016/10. Basically, I googled Kathy Kelly and the Dora derivative, and this popped up, and it's field notes of the blurring of art, text, and life by Catherine Kelly. It's got a lot of photos of her work, stuff in process, and she goes to explain the, as I quote, and so I set to the task to cull from without. Specifically, I looked to Freud's fragment of an analysis of a case of hysteria, Dora, while simultaneously working with a collaborative team around notions of the lives of migrant cotton workers of the 1950s. So,
Oh, that makes sense now.
yeah. I mean, I thought that's what she was getting to, but I'm glad I'm like sitting here reading it.
So a lot of the forms that she works with, for those that have not seen her work, she takes pretty much the stuffing of like mattresses and chairs and couches, and she forms them into something else. But she takes away the identity that it has before.
Mm-hmm.
Just like for those that are here behind us, we have
Or you.
cotton balls that were from mattresses and spring couches and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And those are really cool.
Because I was talking to her one time about her work, more about her study on Freud and whatnot. So, and the way she was explaining to me was she's doing this study with pain. So if a kid is in let's say a kickball game, and he falls and scrapes his knee, the same place in your brain that does pain also does pain emotionally. So it's not like two different areas.
so
it's
not
the
two
same
different-
exact place.
So pain emotionally and pain physically is the
Yeah.
same exact
So
spot.
you actually experience more pain, or the same child, let's say he's in the kickball game and he doesn't get past the ball, he'll experience more pain than he would if he fell and scraped his knee in that same game.
Huh.
Right? Mind blown.
That is crazy.
And another one that she was saying is you also feel pain differently when you're like in comfortable areas. So let's say you're holding hands with your sweetheart, and which is Bree.
For right now, for this.
Hands right
and
now.
I poked you with a needle.
Ow. Why would you?
All right, you experience
that to
less
her.
pain holding her hand or with being with her than you would if I poked you with a
Okay,
needle
so like an
by yourself.
emotional kind
Yeah.
of support.
Well,
Oh,
kind of,
that's
yeah.
interesting. That's really interesting.
Right?
Holy cow.
Experiment. No, I was kidding.
Science and art.
Science.
Yeah.
And things.
She goes on to.
Well, psychology. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Freud,
yeah. Yeah.
She
But I mean,
also-
that's like, ology.
No, but I mean. Well, good. All right, good one. Artology makes it.
Art.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Artology?
A new
There you
show,
go.
Artology. Well, I
After
think
hours.
the deal with art, all of it is we're all so, and I mean, we can say we're not to every sense of the word. We're not narcissistic, but to a degree we are. To
Oh,
be
for
artists, we are
sure.
narcissistic. We
Yeah.
are
We have to be.
explaining
a little bit.
ourselves, trying to explain ourselves to other people, explain certain situations that we've responded to. It's all about the human condition and your response to these things. So, I think, I don't know. It's just another kind of
Well,
this whole personality Freud thing.
On the narcissistic, there's a difference between being a little narcissistic and full of yourself.
Yes.
Although there are some of those people out there.
I met a few
Might be
of
John.
them. Oh, no, don't put John under the bus. He
God.
didn't do anything.
He raised his hand.
He raised his
Oh.
hand. He didn't say for which one.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
oh, okay. Well, all right.
But I liked her stuff going in there because I told her because she was right by the door. And I was like, I feel like a borrower. If anybody's seen
Oh
that
my
movie.
gosh.
a borrower, yeah.
borrower.
You know, like you're like this, like a
Everything's
little
so
bitty
big.
2-inch person in like a normal life, and like
Yeah.
borrowers, they just borrow. But that's what I felt because everything's like, she says it's smaller,
Yeah.
but you felt like a little
Did-
a little.
Yeah.
Did y'all make
borrower
it to the
person.
poetry reading?
No.
Was there a slam
There
or
were
was it
so
just
many
It-
people.
there was.
It was. It really was. There was a lot of
people
people.
last
It was kind of hard for me to hear anything that
Oh,
was
so you went to
a
the
whole lot.
poetry reading?
Oh yeah.
What?
Zombie Trump.
had a
Like
zombie
yeah, he was just
Trump.
like. So we were.
What was
The
that?
hell was that? Anyway, we were at the poetry reading, and we were standing kind of close to the entrance, and it was where the divider is, where those two walls are, and everybody
Yeah.
was else in the gallery area. And zombie Donald Trump comes in. He's like wearing his "Make America Great Again" hat, and he
What
had like
in
a
the
zombie
butt?
mask on, and his hair
That
was
is
kind of coming out.
awesome.
And he had this little Bluetooth speaker, so he was walking in, and just this music was just going off in the middle of the read. So everybody was just kind of, what?
Art kids, I don't understand you,
he
but
was
you're
like
trying to do
just
something.
bombing the. Like I think he was going each and every single one.
just
so
kinda
it was
like
kind of like
dropping
a
in?
performance-y kind of art piece.
Throughout the whole.
Yeah, he
First
was
Friday.
just like barging in with loud music as Zombie
exactly-
Trump.
Where were we?
Well, that's actually
We
kind of
might have left
interesting.
for food.
Because-
Food's priority.
Which, I mean, it was definitely successful because it was as annoying as hell
Well, that's
during the
great,
poetry
yeah.
reading. But it was, I mean, that was kind of the purpose.
I
So
think
he
so.
hit the poetry reading.
Yeah, like if that was the
Aren't
purpose.
you glad I
'cause
told you about it?
Donald
I know. I had
Trump-
no idea.
Wow.
Well, because we were in that room with the buttons that
Yeah,
were
because
selling like no
I-
grab.
That's where they had it.
Definitely was
Vicky
with
B.
you
Yeah.
guys. I was
Yeah.
with you guys the whole time.
Yeah.
I wasn't abandoned or anything.
I was like, huh, what?
Nothing. I'm just bitter.
Oh, oh.
Okay, so you guys went to see Vicky B stuff, and she had buttons.
Yeah,
and
she had
stuff.
buttons, 3 for $5. And
Oh,
I got,
yeah,
I got
okay.
$3.
I
The
love
buttons
Vicky
that
B.
said like
Dang it, where are they?
I love
You
Vicky
have my
B.
buttons.
yeah, they're in my purse. One of them said like, oh, what they say? One said no.
Well, one said
said-
grab with like the
One said,
like no
Yeah, the nasty
no
sign
sign on it over it. That was cool. I got
one
that
said,
one.
I'm nasty.
And then
Yeah.
I'm nasty or stay
I love
nasty.
Stay
Vicky
nasty.
B.
I got that
nasty.
one. I
Oh.
Yeah, I
was
got that
wearing
one.
that one last night. I was like,
I
stay
love
nasty.
Vicky B. She's
And then there's another one that's had a lot of words I don't remember, but I liked it.
a good lot of words. Words.
No, that
You
was
know me
a-
in words.
That was a really fun show, though.
Yeah.
It was
definitely-
like, haha.
I'm
yes.
really sad.
I like
that
the
didn't get
sign
to
in
go
the
see it.
front. It was like mature content.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, I was like, yeah, Vicky B. You know, I could do a show with her probably.
And
God,
then-
y'all would be perfect together.
Who's the ceramicist? McCarthy?
McCarthy. Oh,
That was there. I was right
The
next
one
to
that
it.
was right
Ann
next
McCarthy.
door.
And
I didn't know if it was a
Kendra.
girl until we left,
Her
and
name's
so I was like,
Kendra.
oh.
The-
But like she had the bowl, she had the bowls
No.
that were glazed in the middle to look like irises of the eye.
That's crazy.
That's
It was
what.
a cool
Yeah, I
That's what they
remember. I
were
was like,
for,
that looks
yeah.
like my eye. Yeah,
Artist.
Well, you got it.
I did. There you
And
go.
then
Alberto
Alberto
did the McDonald's.
the McDonald's one.
Birdie.
We'll be
Yeah.
posting pictures of all of
DJ
these.
Shout out to
That one.
DJ White Sauce,
White sauce.
which is Alberto.
I love
DJ
Alberto.
Right.
White Sauce.
He was the
Yeah.
greatest painting thing ever to happen to me. I hate painting, and it was the best experience.
I
of
need
my
to
life.
ask him about like really what his piece is about.
His commentary.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was
That
in
one-
a studio, so we couldn't really.
Yeah, he
ask
wasn't
him.
there, and like I didn't see any
I couldn't find him.
text or
You
anything
just
like
saw
that.
a bunch of
So-
Big Mac boxes.
So yeah, so
and
what
a
it was
pyramid.
these Big Mac boxes that were orientated the right upright, and then they're in this pyramid that was projected from the wall in like a curvature, and then it was another one that was mirroring that, but they were flipped upside down for like the black under
Okay.
spot of the
I
of the
took
Big Mac
pictures. I can put
boxes.
it on the Facebook.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, we'll put.
Yeah,
we're
we'll
gonna be
put-
putting
we'll
all
put
these pictures
up
of First
so you can
Friday.
see
While
this
we're on the
stuff.
topic, do you think, as like in regards to taking pictures of the stuff, do you just because we're art kids and we love each other, do we want to just reach out to them and be like, hey, do you mind if we post a couple of photos of your artwork?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Just because, I mean, I personally would be
message him.
like, if you're gonna take pictures of my artwork,
better know about
that's
it.
fine. No, that's fine. I'm kind of okay with. I mean, because it's kind of like one of a
No,
kind.
we definitely need to ask.
Well, I don't know. That was just something I was thinking
You
of.
just text Alberto.
Yeah, I was
after.
like, you could text Alberto. I'll email Kathy because I told her I'd shoot her an email
And
this week
Guy.
anyways. And Guy, okay.
Oh, yeah,
About
Guy
Guy.
was there.
Oh my god.
I didn't make it to Geese.
Well, because she was kind of in a building like behind.
She was in her normal spot. that
Oh, I
she's
don't
been
know.
in.
So Guy
those
Framo
schools.
is a
That's the first time I've
painting
seen her there.
instructor here at Texas Tech, and she has a studio space that's behind CASP,
Yeah.
the 5&J CASP over for First Friday. So every First Friday, she opens up her personal studio to be viewed, but I didn't get to go see. So
It was awesome.
Guy is like Woman
she
Crush
typically,
Wednesday.
well, she typically
Every
has
day.
like this. I mean, conceptually, she
Yeah,
is very
she
strong.
does a lot of
conceptually.
her
Very.
pastel drawings. Comment a lot on and examine sexuality, selfhood, the embodied consciousness. I know she recently she did that giant like masturbation piece, and I know she talked to us a bit about her ¿cómo se llama?
Okay.
You got it. Spit it out.
Yeah.
Spit it
I'm
out.
trying. Okay, so her pieces, she's got big, bold, beautiful, colored, resin-soaked pastel drawings of nude figures, charcoal. I mean, it's great. I strive to put some ghee in my life. Like that's, I like her art is kind of
She
yeah.
also has like this messy quality to it too.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
yeah.
especially with the paper that she uses. This
Oh yeah, I
giant
love it.
vellum. Is it vellum paper
Yeah.
that she like
Yeah.
tears up and puts back together using resin?
I love
That's
it.
freaking great.
I
My thing
absolutely
I like
adore
about
her.
hers is I was just noticing she had like older women, you know, they're nude depictions of these people, but it kind of makes you like there's one that was my favorite. It was like the back of a woman, but she was I mean, she wasn't super skinny or whatever, like she had rolls and stuff, but
Yeah.
she made that look beautiful, and it's kind of like focusing on the human body and like how imperfections are beautiful, and like how she
Yeah.
did all the charcoal colors to complement like the light and the dark and the highlights of the body, and then all the like I just loved. I was like,
I know, I love
yes!
her stuff too, and that's why I always, whenever I see her work, I sit there and it's like everything else is kind of goes black. I
Yeah.
got tunnel vision for Guy's work. I'm sitting here as like, one day, I'm gonna get some pieces that I make that I hope somebody feels the exact same way I feel about her pieces. That self-actualization, the nudism, the all of that.
Well,
Like,
it kind of just sheds like the human body, no matter what size you are or what you look like, what age you are, you're beautiful because you were something.
Because you are alive.
Exactly.
But what's-
And what was cool is she was working on a piece while people were looking at her
Yeah.
stuff. I could not do that.
It makes me so
I'm like,
s- I
"Ugh,
can't believe I missed
they're
that."
watching me.
Oh no, I think that's
uh,
great. You know, especially I mean that's a very performance-y kind of thing too. Like, but you're also
Yeah.
in your own studio,
Yeah.
and people is getting especially during First Friday, they get to see the artist's work, which is it's a
That's
big
great.
deal.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
one thing to stand up in front of a piece like that's hanging on a wall, stand up in front of a painting, and stand in the place that artist did the painting. That within itself is an experience. But to see the process of the artist doing it, getting in there, having freaking charcoal all over their face and resin off their knees, or Guy listening to the same music we all listen to and doing her Guy thing.
And the Guy thing.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
like to see that within itself is like, hey,
Well,
that's
kind of
cool.
puts a face to the art almost, you know, and like you get to see like okay, so if you first saw Guy working on the piece, then you come back and then she has
Yeah.
parts of it done, you kind of it's just like oh she did that in like
Yeah.
this short of time with people coming in. It's just kind
She's
of
a
like
genius.
She
Yeah,
I
is.
love
but
just talking.
it's
to her.
She's a
humanizing
magical
to her
unicorn.
art too, you know, like you get a
It
personality.
is. And I think that's kind of important because a lot of people, and I know I am so guilty of this, so very guilty, and I am so sorry. I really, really do not like postmodern art. I do not like contemporary art. I can't, I
You don't
draw,
like splatter on a canvas.
I draw naked
doesn't
ladies.
speak
I
to
draw
you?
You're not a fan
sfumato
of
Renaissance.
Jackson Pollock?
Okay, so I understand what their art's
had this
talking about and what they're
conversation
doing,
last
the process for this.
Yeah.
I understand what makes sense and thought behind what they did and like this getting let go and doing stuff. But I draw
What about
naked
Carl
women.
Walker, though.
I
I mean, that piece that was at First Friday, that was very Carl Walker like.
yeah, I have such a hard time with stuff. I don't know. I'm just call me a classicist, I guess, and call me hateful. You can. I understand the thought process behind it again, but I have a hard time because that's so different than my style of what I approach art with, you know.
Well, I think there's so many styles in the art world.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
when with
There
my
is.
art, I mix realistic and not like I guess what is it? Non-realistic stuff with realistic stuff. I don't know, but
A combination of
what is it? Surrealism. That's what it is.
I was
okay,
gonna say
I couldn't think
surrealism.
of it, but like that. There's so many different categories in art
Oh, yeah.
that not everybody's gonna like everything.
Oh yeah, that's what's
Like
great
I'm the
about
same
it.
way. Like I understand. Like once you hear the story behind the splatter, then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, it makes sense. But
Get it.
I like to look at a piece of artwork and go, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
See,
like
exactly.
Well,
I don't
stuff
know.
about that. It's not really a whole lot about the splatter. It's the action.
The
painting
process.
part. Yeah, it's
Right.
the process.
but
And
you
that
wouldn't
stuff,
know
too.
that until you would have like read something by the painting or hear the
Mm-hmm. See,
artist
that's
talk
why
about it, and then you're
whenever-
like, okay, I get it now. But if
Whenever I
like
go to
you
a
look
show,
at
I
it, you're
have
just
to
like,
remind
huh?
myself that. Like I
Yeah.
have to remind myself all the time. It's like, okay, I get it. You're not. All right, Taylor, we gotta have a talk. Let's sit down. We gotta talk to ourselves. I get it. You draw naked ladies. That's your thing. You like Renaissance art. You'll cry when you sing the Winged Victory of Samothrace. You see David and you're like, oh my God, how?
Yeah.
And then you go and you see Jackson Pollock and you're like, all right, I just took a bunch of acrylic paints and did blah, 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 all over the painting. But no, I mean you got to think about.
That
You have to
exact-
understand. You have to understand that a lot of the art nowadays, which is so brilliant to me and mind blowing, as frustrating as it is the thought process and the process of the art itself is what makes it the art piece.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about like performance based, like Chris Burden
Yeah.
and stuff? For those that don't know, Chris Burden, for one of his
Performance.
performance pieces, was he had a colleague of his shoot him in the arm
Yeah.
with a .22 rifle,
Yeah.
and then he like also, what was it? He nailed himself to a beetle bug,
Yeah. He.
crucifixion style.
His is a lot of. Isn't his a lot of violent things on himself?
Yeah,
I think
it's a lot
Cody
of
and us were
self
talking about
stuff.
it.
But then you have someone like Marina Abramovich. Y'all familiar? No? We gotta invest,
No, not
guys.
a performance
Invest.
fan, no.
I'm
Is that the woman who did the? Yeah.
She did the gaze.
Performance. I think this is the
Oh,
one that I
I've
like.
seen this.
The one that she
Wait,
did.
yeah.
Yes, where she had a bunch of items out on a table next to her and it said "Do what you want," basically.
oh.
Yes, and she
I
also did the
loved that
gaze.
one.
I think it was at the MoMA, and so it was just her sitting in a chair on
Oh,
the table, and then
yes.
everyone had to
I
go and
like
stare
that
at her,
one.
and she just was not moving at all. So you just stared at each other in the eyes, and some people would cry.
Yeah, some
Like,
people got so emotional.
This is like it was an
Yeah.
emotional experience,
Yeah.
just staring
I
at
remember
the
that one
artist,
too.
just
Art history pays
in the
off.
eyes, and
Like,
she
what
was
is
like,
that?
she was
Yeah.
holding
Really
it
does.
perfectly. But in her past she had a partner, and he ended up showing up, and like, and they were a thing, and then they broke up and went in different
Yeah.
paths. But she hasn't seen him in like
I
10
remember
years
this. Yeah.
or something, and he just shows up and sits down, and they
Yes.
both cried. Like,
Oh my
They
gosh.
broke up was the most dramatic part out of that too. Is they met? Wasn't it at like the middle of the Great Wall of China? And they're like, hey, and then they walked separate ways.
yeah, so it was intense.
Man.
Like,
Artists,
just
dude.
the way
Artists.
that
I don't.
they
God,
split
I
paths.
Well,
was
it's
epic.
like the artist that I'm going to talk about later. Her performance.
Go,
I'm going to
John.
save all the details, but
For later.
hers is like super. Like it spoke to me, very. But it's just simple things that she does, but then you know what she stands for, and then it just takes a whole different meaning, and then it just makes all sense. And she doesn't say anything, and
She
it's just
also
like it's just
did,
performance.
this video where it was her in the mirror, and she was like maliciously combing
Yeah.
her hair, and it was just ripping her own hair out, and she was saying, "I am beautiful, I am beautiful, I am beautiful," like
But
over and
it
over
makes
and over and over
sense.
again.
I get it. You know, like it's
It's-
like a.
It had to do with like the whole vanity
Oh yeah.
kind of.
That stuff.
How far are you gonna go for beauty, kind of
Exactly.
thing? Yeah.
That stuff. Ow.
Performance art's great.
Performance
I
art is
like
great,
it.
yeah.
There's some that are like, shooting yourself. You're just like,
The guy who walks squares. Who walked the square? There's a guy that Cody showed us who walks a square really like really over exaggerate. It's called
He walks
over
a
exaggeratingly walking a square or something like that. And he's walking a taped square on the floor. I'm sitting here. I'm like,
What?
see that stuff. I'm like,
yeah, but
I need
you
to
know
know
what?
more
Well, there's
about it.
yeah, there's content that
I
you're
need to
not
know
aware
more
of,
about
for
it because
sure.
when you
And
look at it,
that's-
you're just like, and maybe that's the whole point of him doing it is for people to look and go like, what the
Exactly,
hell?
and I think that's something that a lot of people today have a hard time with too, with art, especially is art, coloring books and macaroni, like we always say here. But
Well, that's the whole like, what is art thing, what is not art.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, I could have done that, or I could.
yeah, but there's also
But
the
you
like,
didn't.
but
That's
you
the
didn't.
thing.
Did it.
That's what makes
That's
us
the
a
point of
genius
it.
is we did it.
So that's why people have a hard time with art, like seeing like a piece of paper on the floor, and we're all like, oh my god, brilliant, and then they're like, I don't get this at all.
I think it's also another thing that's kind of hard with art school, because like they're telling you, I mean, art can be anything you want as long as you like you're working on it and you have conceptual backing and whatnot. But they're also kind of forming you like there is stuff that's not art.
It's
just
hard
this weird.
because there's
not
area.
A line
it's
that,
the
like,
same thing
defines
with
it.
having
The line
images.
is super tiny.
But at the
and
same
you
time,
barely
why
see
can't
it.
anything
The limit
be
does
art?
not exist.
You know, it's like when someone, if you put a pole in the ground
Uh-huh.
and you say, like, hey, what's your purpose here? It's like, oh,
America.
I just put a pole in the ground.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, that's
'Cause I like it.
that's not art. But if you put a pole in the
It's
ground and,
pretty.
and
That's
say this
cool.
represents like a lightning rod, something, blah blah blah, with a story to it, it's like then that's
Yeah.
then that's art.
I mean,
But why? But they're the same thing.
it's the exact same thing, but now you've given it a concept, a meaning. You've given it a purpose. I
This is-
think.
it kind of blows my mind.
Well,
It
it's
does.
Like,
the,
why can't art also be this is art because I freaking said so? You know,
Well,
but it
it's-
kind of
there
does
is.
It's
too.
the
There
same
is,
thing with
yeah.
the
There's a
line
lot
with
of
what
that.
is art and what's pornography. That whole thing that we had that conversation with senior seminar.
yeah.
Where's the
Pornography,
line?
perverse.
Yeah, where's the line between pornography and art? When is having an image of a naked lady on a wall pornography, or is it art? Like, just because I drew it, does that mean it's pornography, or does that mean it's art because I drew it?
Mind blown.
Oh.
It's the same thing. It's the same concept with any other form of art.
Well, it's like geese stuff that we saw last night.
yeah.
You know, it's that thing. Like, is it pornography because you're looking at a naked woman or man,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, to me,
Is
it's
it pornography
art.
because the act of masturbation is so right there?
Right.
It's actually, there's a depicted act of masturbation, so is that
Yeah.
pornography, or is this a piece of art? Is she commenting? Like, that's, yeah.
I think it also comes down to the viewer as well. It's
Yeah.
so subjective.
Oh, yeah. It's completely based
I
on your own
took
human condition.
Some of the. So I'm in an organization, Tech Activities Board tab thing, and I took them to shout out.
Tab.
But last year I took some of our members to First Friday because they've never been because they're not from here.
Oh, God, what was that experience
Oh,
like?
let me. So
Let me educate you on that tab experience.
no, we brought them and we saw Gee's stuff, and it was what was it? It was the one that was at Marfa. The big one.
Yes, I love
And
that one.
I do too, and I was just like, yes. And
Yes.
some of the guys were like, shielding their face because they're like, I see boobies, and I'm just like, it's art. And they're like, I can't stay in here anymore. I'm like, why?
Why?
Why does it make you so uncomfortable? And some of the girls too, they were like, oh my god, there's her JJ.
Are you
boobs.
kidding
And I'm
me?
like,
do you shower? Do you shower? You see
Yeah.
your own boobs?
but for guys, it was funny because they were like, oh, I mean, literally, they were like, their hands were up. They're like, oh my god, and I'm just like, you're what?
It's just.
It's funny because we,
Some people are just prude.
yeah, but
Like,
then
just to
they're
put
just
it
like,
bluntly,
oh god,
I'm-
and like.
Some people are just prude.
And like one of the guys is like very Christian and stuff, and I'm like, it's different. It's not like you're going to a strip club and seeing
Yeah,
these
this
topless
piece?
people. Yeah, is that one?
I don't know if saying like he's very Christian like
No, but I
covers
mean,
it.
he's very
like,
conservative. Conservative Christian person. I'm just like, and we had a talk, and like, it was very interesting his views on that, and then my views.
We
'Cause
should
I'm
probably
also
ask her if we
Christian,
can post that.
but I'm not as conservative as the other person. But it was really interesting because they weren't used to seeing what we see all the time.
And I guess
So
also
it's
that
just like a fun thing. I'm like, oh, you forget that
That-
not everybody's
well,
sees
yeah.
things like you do.
that also goes back to what
But
we
that's the
talked about last
conversation
time.
you want.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This also completely goes back to the last conversation we had about the whole, besides the whole, when is it porn, when is it art, and the some people being uncomfortable to certain things and wanting people to be open to talking and discussing certain things, yet they can't seem to do it, or I don't know. I start getting into my own artwork at that point.
Well, moving on.
Yeah, that was First Friday. No, but it
So
was
much-
it was a good First Friday. There a lot of people went out, even though it was super cold. But I
wasn't.
think it was really good.
Okay. Before I forget, do you mind if I bring up some of the websites
Bring it up.
okay.
Let's do this.
So one of the great things about being an art student here at Texas Tech, especially with Cody Arnold, shout out to Cody yet again, is he's really very, very proactive about making sure we know that there are things out there, and to like there are websites dedicated to stuff, and like here's this whole so basically my point is this. So there's a website called www.art21.org, art21.org, and it's a PBS thing, and I first
Really
found
great.
it.
PBS.
Yeah, I found it in high school. We saw it in high school, but Cody recently brought this back up to us, and I was like, okay, this is great, because it talks about current artists, talks about past artists. It has this whole like recent writings on the revolutions of social changes and how that's affecting art. There's films for it.
There's one about. Are y'all familiar with Matthew Barney?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Art21 does an episode about him, and he does a lot of video, but his video is very performance-y in like the fantasy kind of aspect. And so there's what like he goes to like great extents. So there's one where he does like this horse race, but he makes the horse looks zombified, and they
I
go on the
saw
process on trying to make this scene in this movie
Yeah.
that he was doing, and he could only film. So they had so much prosthetics on the horse, they can only do it for like I think an hour at a time.
Yeah, for the
But he had
horse.
to film like 4 or 5 hours or something so he can get what he needed. But he had to do it on a course of so many days because he could only do it like an
Right.
hour at a time a day or something like that because it was too much for the horse because they
Right.
sweat so much.
Right.
Boom.
There you go. So yeah, that was just something that I thought was really important for at least not for us to remember, and that I am thankful that Cody brought it up, but for other people who may or may not listen to this podcast, for them to hear and know that there are websites out there. Like there's another website I'll bring up next time because I can't remember what it's called. It's Daily something or other.
Yeah,
but-
I mean, as artists, you need to invest in yourself, and like when I say that, you need to invest on your exploration on what's happening out there and what other people are doing. Not so that you can really copy it, but you need to know
Right.
on
Well,
what's
I mean, you gotta
what's
know
going on.
Be inspired.
It's
as
like
well.
one of the greatest things that Guy told us in our senior seminar class. I'm going to always go back to that class. Is you need to go. Doesn't matter what your intent is with your artwork, whether you want to be famous or whether you want to go home and knit and be whatever you want to do, or be an astronaut. Like, you need to. I'm gonna oh my God, you need to go out there and you need to submit your artwork to galleries. You need to do research on these galleries. You can't just submit your artwork willy-nilly. You need to, and technically some people would say that's inappropriate and the wrong way to go about doing it. But I mean, if you see that there's a show out there, it goes with your work. So like if I found something about human condition and feminism, since that's what I would what I'd qualify my work as right now, then if I found a show like that, submit my work to it, because you just gotta just see what's out there, see what else other people are doing in that same kind of concept area as
Right,
you.
I mean, you need to educate yourself
Yes.
on, I mean, make yourself so well-rounded on what's
Exactly.
happening.
Art is art. It's a multifaceted, multi-talented, always evolving, always changing.
And how much on art history is a pain in the ass. Like
it's
you
so
need
important.
that stuff because you need to know
You need to
what's
know
been
that
done, how they did it, why they did it.
every artistic
So you
revolution.
can ask yourself the same questions.
Exactly. Every artistic revolution is a comment on the one before. So you got to know where you've been to know where you are.
Yeah, and then like influences doesn't mean you're doing what they did.
No, not at all.
You're taking in the technique that they did it, and then maybe an idea, and then you have to put your own twist on it, because then it becomes yours.
There you go. Exactly.
And
Take
it's
what
Bruce
you
Lee,
learn
and you're gonna
and
listen
make
to
it your
Bruce
own.
Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Take what you know.
Bruce Lee.
And I mean, that's like the study abroad program that we do with the art students here, that you can go study there and draw and stuff.
Yep.
The drawing class is studying actual sculptures in the round that were done by these Renaissance artists, and learn to draw from the best art. I mean, like if you want to do, if you want your artwork to look like that, learn to draw like that. Try it, practice, go out there, do it, be proactive.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna move on to this.
Yep.
A exhibition that's going on over at the SOA, what we just put up. So we had a alumni, T. Tucker. He graduated in graphic design under Dirk Fowler.
Okay.
So if y'all are familiar with Dirk Fowler, he's in graphic design.
Got it.
And he is now one of the head coordinating designers for Texas Monthly. So all the front covers that he kind of did while he's been there, I think, for 10 years, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong, but he's been there for some time. But all the covers that he's did is now over at the SOA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I want to go see that
Okay.
because those covers are awesome.
So there's one with Willie Nelson that's on the front of it, and he's like hugging a guitar. And I don't have Texas Monthly,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm such a fan of Willie Nelson that I went and bought it.
Oh my gosh.
No, Texas Monthly, I think I has a book of just like the old covers from like back when
Dude,
it
that'd
was
be
at
a
the
cool
beginning.
collection.
It was well, it's a thick book. It's just like
Yeah.
just
In the
bukus
Folio
of-
Gallery, covered it. 11 years of Texas Monthly covers by T.J. Tucker,
Yeah,
from February 6th to February 26th.
but you see like hand drawn stuff from back in the day as the cover of Texas Monthly, and so like the
It was like
different-
Terry
yeah.
Morrow's time.
yeah
Oh
back
man.
in the day.
Making my way.
Something else that's also happening that I believe is becoming a thing. It's the first Tuesday of the month, the Medici Circle Happy Hour. It's like the mixology with the Medici,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be this upcoming Tuesday at Local on Broadway, so the Local Bar and Grill, February 7th from 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
So you can go and hang out with the
Let's go
Medici
see the
Circle.
Medici.
Oh my
have a
God.
drink, hang out with personnel like Joe Arredondo. Joe Arredondo
Hey!
is the Landmark Arts director.
Oh, Joe, he's cool.
He
And
has
then
the
those
same
with
name
the-
as my grandpa. I just, they call my grandpa for Joe all the time, by the way. No,
Joe, you're not a grandpa, but
no, I know. No, but they always call my grandpa for him all the time.
Really?
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
Because my grandpa's name is Jose Arredondo.
Okay, well, all right. But,
And so that's his name. So, just saying.
so I pulled up a spring 2017 exhibition schedule that I think I will post later on the page, just so
Yes.
and kind of keep posting it. But just to reiterate again, 30th Annual Juried Art Student Exhibition, March 3rd through April 9th, 2017.
Taking submissions.
Taking submissions.
The 15th and 16th. That's when those will be in. It's
Of
$5
February,
a
right?
submission, and you're able to do up to 3.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
And it's all mediums.
All mediums, anything you want.
Only
to
undergraduate
put on
students enrolled in the art classes of either fall 2016 or spring 2017. First place prize is $500. Second's $300. Third is
there.
$100.
That 500 is
Yeah,
mine.
and whatever.
beg
All
to
right.
differ.
And several $50
I'm
honorable
bringing my
mentions.
tiger head. Watch out.
Okay. Well, so
group.
that we can't forget about that. Let me think.
Didn't y'all get to go to the tattoo expo?
No.
No.
No, I'm poor.
It was. It's like what? It was like $25 for the weekend.
For the weekend, I
And then,
think
like, 15 a day.
for the day. Yeah.
That's like food
sounds
money.
right.
So
Yeah,
if
then
it's,
I'd be tempted to like get so many things.
I went
Yeah,
home
then
and
I
I
wouldn't have any money
sharpied
for
on
anything.
myself.
I would come back with like 3 tattoos and be like, why did you do? I don't know.
That's why I went home and
Yeah,
played with Sharpies.
my little man's mom's there getting a tattoo now. Yeah, she's. I don't know what of yet.
Yeah.
Isn't
Oh.
that glory hole thing?
No.
Where it's-
She's
okay.
actually gonna.
We discussed this last time. It's
What is
the
it
Hole
called?
of Glory.
Oh, hole of glory.
Oh.
I made this
Whole
mistake last
glory,
time.
not whole up glory.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, so
But that's going on till tomorrow, so maybe we can.
Well,
If any of
one
us get a
does
chance, we'll talk
go,
about it more tomorrow.
yeah. That
Or
sounds
next
good.
time.
We'll post it on Facebook.
So
About that meeting with Studio 19, though.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Studio 19.
Studio
So
Again, once
this
again.
past Thursday, we
Comfy
had a
chairs.
meeting with their PR reps and art coordinator, so we can get them on the show as a
Yeah,
guest.
I'm
And
excited.
I'm really excited
They're
because they're really
brilliant
great
people. Oh my god,
really
that was
cool.
great.
They're so nice and helpful.
They are great. We sat there and I mean we talked about like our whole spiel and what we wanted to do, but we also like had some really great conversations about artwork and what they want to do for Lubbock and the art world here. I don't know. It was great. I think it's great. I'm excited about it.
Well, I've known Kelly Cole for a little while. She's the art coordinator. She's the pregnant one.
Yeah.
She's really great.
I adore her. She's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's a really great spot. I'm really excited to. So this first one, we're gonna have them here,
Uh-huh.
and then the next one we're gonna
We're
talk
gonna go
about recording in their studio. So Studio 19 has a recording studio downstairs
Mhm.
as well that we've mentioned before that I believe Jake Novak helps run.
Mhm.
And Jake Novak he's a great musician. I
Yeah.
think everyone should look him
Shout
up.
out
It's fantastic.
To the bearded Heath Ledger.
But
lookalike.
having us record there, like on site, I
That's
think it's going to
crazy.
be not only great for us, great for them. Put it out
Mhm.
there because it's kind of something I think we should start doing. Just have on-site recording, as long as we can get maybe some Wi-Fi connection.
Well, for
Yeah.
people who don't know what Studio 19 is, it's like a coffee shop,
Mhm.
art gallery, recording
It's great.
studio.
I almost don't want to tell
yeah.
people about it because I like kind of having it secret in my
Yeah,
own
they have
little spot.
couches. We had
Yeah.
our meeting on couches,
They
and we were really comfy.
Are
It was
great. They're really proactive about getting artists from the area
Yes.
in their
Well,
shop.
Kelly has a really good connection
Yeah.
with the community
Hmm.
artists.
And I think that's great.
I think it's important because Lubbock has a huge art scene that's
Well, there's-
growing, and so
yeah.
just to
There's
get
so many
that
people
amount
that
out
just
there.
that create on their own.
Yeah.
They didn't go to school or didn't finish school, and they just create on their own. And then, there's like Kelly was explaining that she has a friend that they just create just for themselves. So they'll
the paintings?
that are amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
her friend makes these great paintings, but he just stores them away.
Yeah, that was kind of made me sad.
Yeah.
But we need to get those people out
Yeah, seriously.
of the shell. Have them come and talk on the show.
No more shell time.
No more shell time.
No shell time.
Or sell the show. But I'd also like to say thank you to all of our friends and fam and those that are helping us out on the Artication page. So we are now at I believe
Yes. We're over-
200
242.
Shout out to Krista Miller for being our 100th person on
Hey
Facebook.
yo!
And also the person that was the 200th, but we cannot find who you
I-
are
That was
yet.
Thank you.
That was
I-
a lot of counting, and I tried.
I am scrolling through 248 likes right now, looking for you. Counting, meticulously,
Well,
tallying.
Start with Kristen Miller, and then go back.
That's,
go that way.
that's what I'm
Also,
doing.
thanks to the Studio 19, after that meeting,
Oh, that was great.
after I left there, I just started inviting everyone on my friends list on Facebook.
Yes.
And I mean, I was using my phone, and there's no invite all.
No.
Which
So I was going
sucks.
through
like-
1,700 people.
Yeah,
just
okay,
buzzing
we get it. You
invite.
know
But
everybody.
At the same time,
Well-
I felt cool because it's like, I'll have to go through 600 and what people?
All right, I'm
That's how
sitting
many
here with
friends
like
I
my
have?
500 friends. I was like,
I have like 100 friends.
Ah.
I have so many.
It's okay, Bree.
I don't like talk
You went
to
to private
every
school,
single
that's why.
person on my Facebook. It's
Yeah.
just like we've been friends for a while.
Mhm.
It's not like, you know how some weddings, like, I'm gonna invite my 400 closest friends.
no.
Yeah, right.
I don't like that many people.
you don't like them. do you?
Jeez.
Today, it's the before coffee. I hate everybody. Coffee.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm
like,
okay with hating everybody.
also, we're also waiting on the approval for the Google Play, iTunes. So that's great.
Magic.
We're moving on up.
Yeah, I mean, but we're on SoundCloud, so we got that going for us.
So, like, I mean, big thanks to
Oh.
listeners and likes and subscribers, and keep it up.
Yeah.
Share.
Yeah.
I do want to say one thing. So I mentioned TAB, the organization I'm with. In at least 4 to 5 weeks, they don't know yet, but it's for sure they might have a public art showing at the Student Union building. That I mean, they're gonna
please
submit.
Please say more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Once
I
you know,
actually
you should
gave-
post a date.
They don't know the date
Well,
yet.
once you know. I mean,
But
you're
once
all
I
in it.
know, I mean, I'm gonna say it and stuff. We'll put it on
Yeah.
our Facebook or whatnot. But they'll accept any medium, and it's gonna be either. I think they're shooting for the North Plaza of the sub, which is like in the front of the sub, so people can pass by and like look at art. But it's like sculpture, paintings, everything.
That's cool.
And the guy that is coordinating it, Niall Walker, shout out.
Niall Walker.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's from Nigeria, I think, and his accent's great. But anyways, it's and so
Anyway.
but he's fairly new to doing this kind of thing, so I'm helping him kind of say this is what you need to do and
really
like
cool.
all that stuff. But once we get all the specifics down, I will let everybody know. And then also going back to First Friday, TAB also buses people from the tech campus to First Friday because like freshmen and stuff might not have cars or or even know about it. And so TAB is doing this great thing of busing people from campus to the First Friday every First Friday. So this past First Friday they were there.
Yeah.
And then the next 2 First Fridays they'll be there. And
Where-
then I'm
where do they
working.
pick up.
They pick up at the sub,
At
in
the
the front
sub?
of the sub, yeah. And then we're part of Clay Club, and I've been talking to them about possibly
That was a great
us
idea.
helping them.
That was a great idea.
Yeah.
They have a
Because
page
we
and
have
stuff,
a-
right?
TAB. Yes.
Yeah.
We should post that.
Yeah, I am. I'm an administrator.
Okay. all right. Get it.
But yeah, so and I think anybody who's living on campus, or not even living on campus, like last year we brought Metro Station to campus, and I was the coordinator for that. Yeah, we're on a budget, guys. But anyways, no, this year
Next
we're.
time that comes up, you should bring
Oh,
that
it's
up.
coming up this semester.
Do you
It's
have the
every
list of people already?
We are looking at a list of people.
Well,
yes.
people.
But
Have
I
you seen that
cannot.
list of people?
I have, but I cannot tell y'all because
Wait, are we getting Beyonce?
we're Texas Tech. Do you really think? No.
I'll be Beyonce. me some
Beyonce.
sun-
We could be Beyonce.
So
No,
this
like-
list is disclosed.
Yes, until yeah, but it is an awesome event, and then we also do Arbor Day concerts and stuff. So,
That's really
but
cool.
anyways, you should just look
So
at TAB.
when can you talk about this list of people?
You will know in the near future.
What she means is I am going to be Beyonce.
Okay.
And they're giving me ramen and fruit snacks as payment.
Well, we're going to
Anyways,
move on to
yeah.
Inside Scoop.
God.
Okay, so, Kenzie, what would be the Inside Scoop for you?
Oh God. Okay, so I got over being sick with the flu last week.
Thanks.
That was not fun. I felt like I got hit by a car. But anyways, I'm way better now. and
Sharing is caring.
Bree got me infected,
Sharing is caring.
and then I got somebody else infected.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry.
All right. Anyways.
But anyways, I've been watching. I feel so lame, but I found a new show on Netflix again. But it's really cool.
Shout
it's
out to
called No
Netflix.
Tomorrow, and it's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I showed them the other
Wait,
night.
what is it?
It's great. It's called No Tomorrow, and it's
This
based
is
off of
Gucci
a girl.
love story.
Hey, hold on.
It already sounds awful.
No. Oh, for girls, it's the greatest
What's-
because there's a hot No Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
No, there's a. Yes.
So
No.
you know how I am with girl right?
Alright, I'm familiar.
I like it.
No, because it's like a
I'll have to
comedy
check it out.
romance kind of thing, but like
And
it's
we
kind of
all-
like the lead girl is kind of uptight and
Very uptight.
but she's
I'm more
very
into the
bubbly personality,
magicians
and she's quirky.
and
But then
taboo.
also, she meets this guy by coincidence at like a farmer's market, and he's like this hot, hipster-looking guy from Australia.
Believes
with an
in the
accent.
curative powers
Yeah.
of grinding.
I
all
mean,
of
he
that
just,
probably.
he's perfect. And then she finds him again, coincidentally. And then he's like, she asks, like, what do you do for a living? And he's like, oh, I don't do anything. The world's going to end in 8 months. And she's all,
What?
Yeah, there's the catch
What?
right there.
yeah. So, like, he's perfect, but he's
And you're like,
crazy. But then it's like,
It was great. Let us know if there's
she-
any warning signs
he's
coming
very
off.
carefree and everything. And
yeah.
she's very uptight. So it's like she becomes not as uptight hanging out
They-
with him.
they
but
learn
then
from
he
each
also
other.
learns from her. Like, maybe he shouldn't be so carefree.
Standard like Beauty
Even
and
though,
Beast.
because he has a list, he has a apocalypse that he does, and she makes her own, and her stuff isn't as extreme as his. Like she's like,
like that show that's on the CW.
it might be that.
It might
one.
be.
I don't know. I just
She has a pogo
watched
accident.
It on Netflix.
I mean, there's a whole
But yeah,
bunch of.
and then. But you need
Either
to watch
way,
it. It's called
you
No Tomorrow. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
give
they're.
it
The CW.
See, haha,
Don't give
it's
it all
so
away.
Good.
I liked
okay,
it.
It's good. But
I've-
I also have. Okay, my cousin showed me this other movie, going from like funny to sad.
Oh, not
I know.
this.
It's a movie. It's based off of the really bad tsunami that happened in Haiti, I think. And
Oh, the-
this family. Do you know what I'm talking? I don't know what it's
With
called.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi's in it, and he's the dad, and it's this family of
Yeah.
He's Obi-Wan. What? He's Obi. He wasn't Obi-Wan at the time. Okay.
You were the chosen one. Sorry.
No, but it's a movie about this family that it was about this family who went on vacation, and then they were like at the ocean front, and the tsunami came, and they were all outside in the pool, and so it's like their story of how they got separated, how they were injured, and like all the things you don't really think about when a tsunami happens to them, and like they get separated, and I'm not going to say everything because you need to
Impossible.
watch The Impossible. That's what it's called.
2012. The
Yeah.
Wave.
But that's the first time I saw it, and my cousin's like, "You're gonna cry." I'm like, "I don't cry in movies."
Guess
I was
what?
bawling halfway. It was.
Well, you know me. I don't ever cry for anything. You put
But
on freaking
it's worth
Dragonheart.
it. Like you have to watch it till the end, and it's worth watching. It's a really good movie. It's like gets you right in the feels. No, like yeah, it's like music. Like that annoys
if you lose
me.
interest, it's gone. That's it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but no, this one you're just like on the edge of your seat, and then you're like crying, and then you're like no, then yes, and no, yeah. Like your emotions are everywhere.
The
Because there's
Impossible.
funny parts. Most of the time it's like sad, thrilling. Like it's a really good movie, but it
Sounds
kind of
like my
opens
week.
up like yes.
The story of a
It's a
tourist family in
must-see
Thailand
movie.
caught in the destruction and chaotic aftermath of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami.
Wow.
Not gonna watch it. Sorry.
No, I was like, I hate watching sad movies, but it's a good one. You're just like, ugh, my heartstrings.
What about you? Were telling us about an artist you wanted to talk about.
Oh, I didn't know if we were saving that for until everybody went.
We'll get through.
Yeah. So
Inside
Y'all
Scoop with
say
Bree.
y'all.
Scoop. Okay.
for Bree.
My inside scoop is kind of an artist and like an event that occurred this week.
Definitely an artist.
So Beyonce uploaded an Instagram picture
Don't make that face. Just give it a second. Give it a
of
second.
her pregnancy announcement, and she was like, "I'm having twins," and everyone was like, "Ah!"
Beyonce's
It like
having
broke the
twins.
internet. It was great.
It
I
broke
was
the internet.
very happy.
Like when the cat got the cheeseburger broke the internet, or
I think it was a
never
rat
mind.
with a pizza. A
Oh,
rat with a pizza.
Anyways.
Anyway, so I am a Beyonce fan,
Mm.
as y'all probably have
I
figured
would
out.
never guessed.
But then she came out the next day with like some more pictures of her pregnant belly and her beautifulness. And so I looked up the artist, and his name is Owal Irizuku. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce things. But he is a multimedia artist, Los Angeles based, and he works in photography and conceptual art, and he focuses on the way art and music intersect. And I don't know if y'all have seen the pictures or not, but they're absolutely gorgeous.
I remember you
And
showing
yeah.
me.
So she has like a veil on, and there's like
We can post it.
flowers in the back, and people are like, this looks really like cheesy and I don't get it and all this stuff, but it's art. In her other photos, she has she's nude, and there's like green plants, and there's like an Egyptian bust in the background, and it's all very based on like symbolism and definitely just conceptual. And her art and her music just combined, but it's beautiful, so y'all definitely check out the pictures. And yay for Beyonce with twins, guys.
Hey.
So,
All right, inside scoop with me is, so what I'm trying to get going is, so I'm president of the Sculpture Club, and we got to do some community service related things. And so what I want to try to do is have this bike ride where you go and visit all the public art around town.
oh my gosh, that'd be
So
so
we'll
fun.
have like destinations and stuff like that. Just have points.
Like a bike gang.
Like
but
a
for
bike
art.
gang. For art, yes.
Biking.
I'll make
But,
t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm excited.
We need leather.
El art. Or no, that's Spanish.
I
Art.
don't know French.
Oh my
I
god!
don't know.
La art.
But yeah, I'm trying to get that going for the Sculpture
La.
Club. So I'm going to get like go to the OPC. OPC is Outdoor Pursuit at the Rec Center here on Tech Campus, and see if we can kind of team up with them so that they can. We have to get related to how is this community service. So team up with them, have them do a bike clinic. So then when we'll post dates for the bike clinic, and then everyone that goes to the bike clinic on one of those dates is able to participate in the ride.
Yes.
So do you have bikes?
No.
Lucky for you, Outdoor
have
Pursuit
one.
has bikes to ride.
I've ridden one before, many moons ago.
I
But-
can ride my bike with
It
no
still has the
handlebars.
training wheels on it, but we can work with it.
Shut
on
up.
how I'm kind of try to tie this, and I think we should kind of
Wrap it up.
try to team it up.
Yeah?
Yeah, team it up with them.
Dude, that'd be cool.
Figure out something.
I'll
where
mention
we can
it to
do,
Tab, too.
like maybe like record on the final destination, which
Yeah.
hasn't been
Decided.
decided yet. I was thinking maybe flips or something. I
That'd
don't
be
know.
cool.
It's a surprise.
We all go to Flips.
Ooh,
And
It's a
like
surprise.
go and talk to Mike at Flips and see if he's cool
I'll
with
take a
us
piece of
recording it
chalk
over
and
there.
just draw an arrow. Follow the arrow. Also, just so everybody knows, art in French is art.
Le art.
Oh my god.
With an
And that's the inside
accente.
scoop for me. Taylor will be the inside scoop with you.
For like artists, I guess.
Well, anything.
Oh, just no, just
anything.
inside scoop. What's going on?
Like, I just talked about
Okay.
Netflix.
Got it. All right. Got it. Okay, so I decided that I'm gonna do an artist because this is an artist I found about a year ago that I'm really interested in. That I'm kind of using my own work to kind of work around. It's Kath Kalowitz. She's considered one of Germany's most popular early 20th century artists. She captured the hardships suffered by the working class in drawings, paintings, and prints. She's got some litho prints that are like kind of to die for. It's themes of war and poverty, so it's really kind of emotional, hard-hitting, human condition, war stuff, me and stuff like that. So basically an experience that Kalowitz had suffered herself was when her son died in World War I, so that kind of influenced her decision to become a socialist, which, that's her own choice, all right. But, so basically she does a lot of art over all the stuff that was going on during World War. The Nazis declared her art as degenerate, and her artworks were removed from museums.
That's World War II.
Yeah, in
Okay.
36.
Damn
That's
Nazis.
World War II, those.
Yeah. So, yeah. So themes of war and poverty dominate her images. Women grieving over dead children are particularly important in her imagery. They're
Right.
reoccurring. So she's a drawer and a printer, so she's like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, Kath Kalowitz, everybody.
Hey. All right. So I'm gonna move on to the surprise topic.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
All right. So
Wait.
surprise
What?
Just
surprise
just give
topic
him a
is gonna be. There's this. I don't want to say hierarchy, but how do y'all kind of categorize the hobbyist, the maker,
Oh,
the craftsman,
We
and then the
cannot
artist?
get into that much stuff.
I'm tapping out.
Like, is there much of a difference to y'all? Well, of course there is.
yes.
So what is a maker to y'all, or what is a hobbyist?
Well, I think
What is a
everybody
craftsman?
is a maker. I think artists make art. You know what I mean? So I don't really. That word's kind of weird to me, but like a hobbyist or like something like that. I can use jewelry as an example. Jewelry, you're gonna make commercial art or whatnot, and sell it for like earrings and stuff, and like that's more of like a craft thing than an art thing, unless you make earrings that are uncomfortable to wear or they're just like so huge or obscure that not a lot of people, it wouldn't apply to a lot of people, but you're saying something with your jewelry rather than having a generic type of ring or earrings that you're making just to sell to make money that people are generally going to like hearts. If you're going to make heart earrings or heart necklaces, oh, blah, 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 but if you make because there's a fine line in jewelry, what I am in right now, is there's art that you can make with jewelry, and then there's commercializing the jewelry to where it's not really art. It's more about you're poor, you need money, and then people are going to buy that. But then, I think that it's a really fine line, and it depends on what your goal is.
Art.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of
Using that as
I kind of disagree. To me, I don't think just because an artist makes stuff, I don't class as everyone as a maker.
Yeah.
I think maker, to me, if I was to just put them down a line, artist is at the top, and then a hobbyist is at the bottom. So it's like hobbyist, maker, craftsman, and then the artist.
So, defined 50 years ago, there was this big old debate, and I remember it. Because I just made sure to double check on this. Craft was defined as objects that had function, and art was aesthetic objects without function. Since then, the American craft movement has advanced dramatically, and craftspeople have been creating many one-off objects that are clearly aesthetic and clearly evoke emotional responses. So again, it's all wishy-washy in between.
But I have to disagree with that because I'm a ceramics person and it's functional art.
that's true.
So
Yeah. I can.
I
it's
don't agree with that
it's a fine
definition.
line. Well,
So I wanted to tap out.
it's almost like how you go to Walmart and you get those cups that they're just red and there's nothing to them. Like that to me it's like it's functional, but I don't see other than the color.
So
And unlike hand thrown
yeah.
things,
People do
then
that, though.
there's
They
you know
buy-
Yeah.
They buy those utensils and cups and stuff based
Yeah.
on what they look like together.
I
Right.
think
so
that
that's
you
that's a
start
hard
getting
thing.
more into being an artist once you go from I'm going to use a machine to poop out 50 mugs that are all red, and then I'm going to use that same machine to make the same cup in blue. Once you start making your own cup, I think, or you're going in and you're putting in some effort, you're putting in some sweat and tears, and you're freaking eating clay for a week. I think that's when you start getting towards art versus.
Along with ceramicists, I feel you become a master at something. If you can make the same exact cup every
Yeah.
single time, that's
By
art.
hand.
Just
by
be
hand,
careful with that term, though. With
Yeah.
master, because there's a master ceramicist and there's a master printmaker, and those are basically they can have a shop or something. At least for printmaking, they can have a shop or something. You can go in there and say, I want this, 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 and this. I want this process done like this, and they'll know every process, how to do it, what to do, what not to do. So they have they're the encyclopedia of that medium. So I just say that because I'm really bad about not throwing that word around. So.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I don't
we're,
think
we're
there's
masters of none, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just a hard thing because I think it depends on the person too.
You
Like,
can't
Yeah.
define it. Just like if you go to Hobby Lobby and you go get crocheting tools, like people are like, crocheting is a hobby, but then Mari does her like crocheted ladder and all her
anybody
sculptures
who's
with-
crocheted, like I made
I think that
your
comes back to
beanie,
the conceptual thing that
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
about.
I think
Because to
that's-
me, like a hobbyist, like someone can go and fly drones as a hobby. You know, that's a pretty sweet hobby. But I think they go into the maker area when they make their own drones and then go fly it.
I
Like that's
think-
that would be maker, and then you go
Yeah.
to the craftsman. Craftsman has like different detailed sort of aspect to them.
ships and bottles? Are they makers?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's pretty.
See,
I
I don't
think-
know. That's the question. Like that's
I think
where it
it's
gets
kind
in
of
the
a
gray
combo.
area.
For a hobby, and a hobby is usually for oneself.
Yeah.
For anybody else.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes both ways because there's definite art to putting a ship in a bottle. I mean, come on. I can't even
people still
freaking.
do that?
I can't even floss my teeth pretty. Like putting a ship in a bottle's bad enough. But I think once you start getting, I mean, concept is really what kind of makes art. But there's definitely a skill base that really kind of starts classifying artwork, and whether it's craft or hobby.
Yeah. Hey. All right. So we have a surprise guest. My little man just walked in over at the studio. Hey, Jansen, come on over here.
Oh my gosh, he's coming!
So
Yay!
my little man Jansen, he's 4. He
Hey,
walked in
Jansen.
there here to they're my ride.
Hi.
We're gonna have
Take
him
your
come and say
ride.
hello. Hey,
Want to say
Bubba,
hello?
Come on up here. Say hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Hi, Jansen.
Say here with Artication.
here for the education.
I have a question.
I love art.
Can I ask you, Jansen? Can I ask you a question? What's your favorite kind of art?
Transformers.
That's an art form. I'll give you that.
What's your favorite kind of art? What do you like to draw?
What do you like to draw with, or what do you do? What about
Physical
pencils?
face. What's
Colors?
your favorite color? Let's start with
Yeah.
that.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. That's a good color. It's, don't listen to John. It's a good, strong color. It's a trusting color. It means a lot. Blue is good. God.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Jensen.
Hi, Jansen.
Hi, Jensen.
You're adorable.
I love you.
So I feel like I think that's a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah. With that.
All right. So the third episode of Artication down. This is John Ryan.
Lee.
This is Vegetable.
Every Kenzer.
And out.
Or is it just a new beginning? Angels bask inside my